What's going on, everybody? This is episode 4 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. Thank you for checking out our show. You can check out our YouTube page on YouTube, and our IGTV. We just hooked that up. But today we're here with a special guest, Mr. Luke Fizulich. Luke, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man, you got it. No problem. Excited to talk to you.
So, Luke, my first question is, what motivates you to be successful in the game of basketball?
What motivates me? Just really loving the game. I love to play basketball. I love getting better. I love kind of everything that goes along with playing basketball, like working out, lifting weights, jumping rope. I really love all that stuff. And I think obviously there's other stuff that motivates me, but I think the real motivation is just really loving basketball and loving getting better. And I think that's kind of why I've been able to, get to the level I've gotten to. So.
How long have you been playing basketball?
Kind of since everyone who plays has been playing, probably like 5, something like that. But just getting in the leagues when everybody else gets in the leagues, first, second grade. So yeah, as long as I can remember, I've been playing basketball.
So where are you from?
Where I'm from? So I'm from Bergen County in New Jersey. It's right by the Tappan Bridge. So that's why I was able to go to Stepinac so easily. It's only like 30 minutes away. So it's kind of like near 845 area, New York. So It's kind of right by there. So not too bad of a commute to school.
So what town are you from?
I'm from Harrington Park, New Jersey.
Nice. Yeah. Talk about, the basketball culture in Bergen County and New Jersey.
There's a lot of good players that come out of, this area who play in this area. A lot of good Catholic schools, St. Joe's, Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco. Obviously, everyone knows Lenny Cook went to Old Tappan. So, yeah, it's like a pretty big basketball area. And a lot of people play. A lot of people know the game. So, yeah, no, it's definitely a good basketball environment to grow up in.
So, basically, what do you feel like are the strengths and weaknesses in your game?
So I would say the strengths of my game are probably being able to defend the best player on the other team. I take a lot of pride in that. Something I got better at over the past year or so. Wasn't able to do that as a freshman, sophomore in high school, but playing in this league has really gotten me better at that. And I feel like I kind of excel in that area of my game. I would also say just shooting the ball, get a lot of shots up, work really hard at that, like a lot of people do. And just like doing the little things like coming around screens, working on that stuff, just, game-like shots. I think that's allowed me to be, pretty successful in shooting the basketball. So I would say those are my strengths.
Now, so talk about, what parks or what leagues did you play in, before high school?
Before high school? So I play a lot in this league in the park in my town. It's just like an outdoor park and play a lot of pickup there. And that's when I really started to get good at basketball, just like playing every day, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, 1-on-1, just like stuff that, everybody does. Kevin Durant plays every day, plays, pickup every day. And I think that's really how guys, mold their game. So that's kind of like how I was able to get to where I'm at, just playing a lot of pickup, a lot of 5-on-5, obviously doing drills and stuff, but just really getting the feel for, how people move when you're guarding them, how they move defensively. I think that a game like situations and scenarios are how you really get better in real games. So
now talk about high school. Where did you first attend high school before Stepinac?
So I was at Bergen Catholic High School. My dad went there. My uncle went there. So I was kind of just going there because, I was excited to go there. And it was kind of just set in stone from when I was a little kid. But when I got there, just, there were some guys ahead of me who were good players. So it just wasn't the right fit. They were kind of like a year or two older than me, so they had their spot. And, nothing against Bergen Catholic. My brother goes there. He loves it. So, it just didn't work out. So I went to Old Tappan. It's the public school.
Now, the first year you went to Bergen Catholic.
Yeah.
Who was there with you at that time?
Oh, at that time. So yeah, my good friend Matt Zona. We were there together. You probably know these guys like Doug Eddert, Jason Earl, Miles, Wilmoth, Jalen Leach. Those guys were all there. So, yeah, a lot of good players. Yeah.
And then you went to Old Tappan. Talk about, what it was like being at that school.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. I was, able to see my friends every day, which was different. I went to Bergen Catholic, and, it's definitely different private Catholic school versus a public school. It's definitely a different vibe. And so I transferred there for my sophomore season. Was able to play out my sophomore season, like 10 or 12 games. And honestly, I missed the Catholic school vibe. I really like the Catholic school vibe, learning environment, teachers, and I kind of missed that from Bergen Catholic. So I was able to get my film from that Old Tappan season out to other Catholic school coaches, and that was kind of how I found Stepinac. Just Coach Pat was willing to give me an opportunity, and that's kind of how I landed there. So
now, when you had those tapes out, were you distributing it to the coaches yourself, or was your parents doing it?
I mean, me and my dad kind of worked on it together, but, I told him what schools I was interested in and kind of figured it out that way. So, yeah, I would say it was probably me and my dad together figuring it out.
Now, moving forward to Stepinac, like how was it, making that commute from Harrington Park all the way to White Plains every day?
Yeah, I was definitely different than just taking the bus to school 10 minutes. It was probably, if you leave late, you get stuck, hour traffic. But usually if I leave early enough, it was 35, 40 minutes. So, I mean, the commute was different, but it really wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as people think. But, yeah, I think that kind of I'm trying to find the words I'm looking for. It gave me a routine. It gave me a routine because I had to wake up early. I had to, eat breakfast early, get out of the house early. And, yeah, I mean, just kind of built a, routine for myself. And it really wasn't that bad.
Now, what was it like, joining the team at first? You got R.J. Davis, A.J. Griffin, Ed Sanchez, Malcolm Chemezi.
Yeah.
All those guys. Like, how did it feel gelling with them your junior year?
Yeah. I love those guys. The beginning was a little tough because I didn't really have a spot. So, Eddie Jr., all those guys kind of had their spots. So I just had to, work really hard in practice, go hard in practice, play my best in practice, kind of just show out and show everybody that I was there, not just to be, at the end of the bench, to play, to start. And I showed that. I just really got better defensively because we were kind of lacking that when I got there my junior year. So when I was finally able to get on the court, my defense really just kept me out there. And then as, I kind of started to get more comfortable, I started to shoot more my junior year. And I started, into those playoffs, I was averaging probably I think in the playoffs I averaged 15 points. So, yeah, I mean, that was a really good way to mesh into my senior year. Was the really good end to my junior year, I thought. So, yeah, it was definitely tough at first, but it ended very well, I think, in my opinion.
Now, you guys actually had a very rough season your junior year. You guys had a whole lot of injuries. Like, how tough was that? And then you guys definitely went back to the city championship and then lost to CK. Like, talk about your junior season as a whole.
Junior season as a whole, it was a lot of learning experience. I learned a lot about the league, about different players that prepared me for my senior year, I thought. And just my junior year, honestly, was really fun, really good experience, great group of guys. And just for me, I just got a lot better. And I think that was a really, really big year for me, especially at the end of the year, and just being able to persevere through, little bumps in the road in the beginning. That was a really fun year. We played great teams, great players. Yeah, definitely prepared me for this year. It was a really good year, I thought. It was just, tough losing to CTK in the final because, I think we all thought could have won it, but, that happens. So what do you do?
Then, how does it feel playing for Coach Masseroni? He's been a grad assistant, a manager on the Division I level, and now he's a coach. How do you guys find a way to relate to him.
Yeah, I mean, you know Pat. Pat's a great guy. He's one of the best basketball minds I've ever been around. So that makes it easy to be around him and be coached by him. You know, when you really have respect for a guy and a coach who knows the game, it's really easy to play for him. When you have a coach who you don't really think knows the game as well as you do, it's tough to play for him because it just that's just the way it is. You get in your own head. But Pat's knowledge is superior basketball knowledge. So just that in itself makes him a great coach. But then also just being able to relate to Pat. You know, he's a young guy. So it's not like, he's a 60, 70-year-old guy who doesn't know what we're going through. He was in high school 15 years ago. So, Pat knows, the things we go through. We can talk to him really about anything. So, I mean, it really made it a comfortable spot for me. And, Pat's just a great guy, great coach. He's just found a way to, coach the group of guys, which isn't easy to do, especially when you have two really good players like we do. So, yeah, I mean, Pat's a great coach. Fun to play for him. I miss it.
Talk about, having the ability to play in these open gyms, because that's big. You guys got a lot of high major Division I coaches there, mid majors, low majors, and then the D2s and 3s.
Yeah.
And all of you guys are academically where you guys need to be. Like, there's no junior college coaches coming around there, but you guys got the pick of the litter.
Yeah.
How does it feel, performing under these coaches?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's kind of how I found where I was going next year. A lot of coaches are in there. Coach Calipari, Coach K, Jeff Capel, you name it, Jay Wright, Coach Wojo, everybody. So everyone gets an opportunity to show out, and it was honestly really big for me this summer. I had a lot of, I thought, good open gyms, and I was able to showcase a lot of the stuff I'm good at, and show people that I wasn't just really a shooter. I could do other things, and that was really big for me because I got opportunities there that carried over to now, and that now I'm going to Marquette, so that that kind of carried over, and the way they recruited RJ and AJ opened the door for me to come in and show what I got. And, that's why I'm where I'm at right now. So the summer was really big for me. And the open gyms, they're just fun, play 5-on-5 with, some of the best players really in the area. So, I mean, it was fun for sure. And, yeah, man, I'm going to miss that. That was really fun.
Now, talk about, your senior year as a whole.
Yeah. Senior year as a whole, I thought it was really successful senior year. I think the beginning, we started out really well. City of Palms, I thought we really showed how good of a team we were at City of Palms. One loss in there still doesn't really sit right with us, but I mean, we were up there with the best of them. IMG, we lost by 10 or something. So, I mean, just really showing we're able to stick with anybody was really cool for us. Yeah, that was great. The national showcases like, City of Palms, Hoop Hall, Slam Dunk at the Beach, playing Paul VI, beating Paul VI, who was ranked 4 at the time in the country. Just being able to show that, I could, and us as a whole could hang with those, quote unquote best teams in the country where, it was really exciting, really fun. And, that's what I always wanted, play against national competition. So, yeah, it was a great senior year, I thought. Just unfortunately, it ended the way it did. We won the Archdiocese playoffs, but, we really wanted that city and state. And, it's kind of upsetting, but, everybody had to deal with that. So can't dwell on it.
Talk about, Stepinac and Iona Prep, the rivalry. You guys got to host your home game at the county center, and they got to host theirs at Iona College. Like, how did it feel playing in front of about 3,000 people in a big arena?
Yeah, those games were great. I got, we have the Red Sea for our Stepinac fans. They have, I don't know what theirs called, but they're pretty good too. So them going back and forth, our fans, their fans, going at the whole game, it's obviously a fun atmosphere to play in. The media is obviously, you guys are great. So, playing in those environments is super fun. Always pretty close games. They play us tough. They're a tough team, well coached. So, yeah, those always came down to the wire, and it's just really fun to play.
Talk about the Red Sea. Like, how good of a student section are they?
Yeah. They're the best. They really showed out to every game. Just showing support, bringing signs, fat heads, dressing up like Crusaders. It was awesome. They're really good. They gave us momentum, energy. So yeah, those guys are great. A lot of good kids in there. So yeah, that was really fun playing in front of.
Now, how tough was it having the season canceled due to COVID-19?
Yeah, it was really tough. As we were preparing for that playoff game, that first round of the city playoffs, with Iona, we kind of practiced for like 2 weeks straight because they kept postponing the game. We were supposed to play on a Sunday originally, then they postponed because Fordham had canceled everything. Then we kind of just practiced for 2 weeks straight, getting ready, game planning, keeping our bodies in shape. So when we finally got the news that like we couldn't finish the season, it was honestly like demoralizing, defeating, because I feel like we were so prepared to beat them and win that game that it was just it has bothered everybody. But they didn't get to play either, so it's not like we're the only one.
So do you feel that if given the chance that you guys would have made it all the way back to the championship game for a third straight season,
Yeah.
who would you guys would have loved to have played?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, any of the teams this year, I really would have loved to play. I would really love to match up with Christ the King, but I don't know how the brackets were working, but yeah, I would love to.
They went down early, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah. So, who was on the other side of that bracket? I don't even remember. You remember? Walkon.
They went down early too.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, like every team was good this year. Every team could play. So I mean, Christ the King would have been a good matchup, but like you said, they didn't make it. So yeah, I mean, we just wanted a shot at it. We thought we would have had it, and yeah, it just kind of sucks the way it went down. But yeah, we were excited and prepared, but it happened.
Oh, you guys were supposed to play Iona Prep.
Yeah. So it would have been a good one.
So, what will you miss about Stepinac?
What will I miss about Stepinac? I'll miss the family feel that Stepinac gives. It's such a small, tight-knit community of, teachers, staff, coaches, students that, everyone knows each other. Everyone knows each other in the hallway. Everyone knows each other at the games, the events, the football games, snack stand. It's just, everyone knows each other. And going to college, I know it's not going to be as tight-knit as that. Going to school with thousands of kids, you don't know everybody. And that's not a bad thing, but it's different. And, I'm definitely going to miss that about Stepinac. Definitely going to miss being able to play in front of the fans of, White Plains. They're really fun to play in front of. And, yeah, I'm going to miss that for sure.
So the big question that everybody must want to know,
yeah,
how did the Marquette opportunity come about?
Yeah, so like we kind of touched on it earlier. So in the summer, this summer, in the open gyms, Marquette was there. They're actually recruiting RJ at the time. And Villanova was there recruiting AJ at the time. So at those open gyms, kind of had those big time coaches there. And I actually had like 2 opportunities. Villanova at the time offered me like a preferred walk-on spot there, and Marquette did the same. So those are great schools, great opportunities. So I talked to my coach about it. I was like, listen, coach, I want to jump on it. And he was like, let the season play out. I think that'd be best. And, we agreed that was best to see, if any of the Division I schools that were talking to me at the time, like the Patriot and the Ivy League schools, if they offered me, take that route instead of the preferred walk-on route. And I thought that was a good idea to play out the season, see how it worked out. Unfortunately, none of the coaches that were recruiting me pulled the trigger. So it, kind of worked out like that. And at the end of the season, I just texted Pat, had some family conversations with Pat. And he said, I said, Pat, like, are those opportunities still available and open? He reached out. I was able to talk to Coach Wojo, Coach Dwayne, DK, able to talk to them and, got it figured out. And, yeah, I'm super excited for the opportunity to play on, potential national, contender. It's awesome. So I'm really excited.
So talk about, the opportunity to be a walk-on. I know you don't have a scholarship, but you'll be able to have academics, an academic scholarship.
Yeah.
Basically, what will that role mean for you?
Yeah, so I kind of talked to the coaches about this. What that role means is just helping the team in any way I can. So if that means being the best scout player I can be, that's what it means. If that means getting the team prepared for playing Villanova, for playing Providence, St. John's, whoever it is, giving them a good look and making sure I do my job so we can win the game. So if I can't do my job on the court, I'm going to do it in practice. I'm doing it in film. I'm going to do it in the weight room. If that's my role, then I'm going to embrace it and, do the best I can in it. And I think that's going to be interesting and new, and I'm excited for it.
Now, are you excited about, being able to see all these big cities in the Big East and just traveling on the Division I level?
Yeah. That's a kind of a big part of why, I chose this route. There are other great opportunities like Division II that I had, Division III. But I kind of just wanted that big stage, the big, traveling with the big time players and big time, again, playing against big time teams. It's that's what you want as a kid. So when I had that opportunity, I didn't think I could. I knew I would always be upset with myself. I didn't take it, embrace it, and try to make the most of it. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me when that was on the table. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what you said. It's gonna be really cool to see like all those arenas. We play, the Marquette. We play at Fiserv, which is where the Bucks play. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
You hoping to run into Giannis at some point?
I hope so. I'll get you an autograph if I see him.
Awesome. So final question, what's next in the future for Luke Fizulich?
I don't know. We got to see. I'm gonna, keep working hard, and I guess just, I'll get out what I put in, and that's what I'm planning on doing. So you'll see. I guess we'll all see, soon, the next upcoming, months and years. So.
Well, thanks for coming on, Luke. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Sure. And best of luck at Marquette. I'll definitely be watching you as the Big East season unfolds. You know what I'm saying? I'll be watching from my seats at the Prudential Center in the Garden.
Yes, sir.
So, best of luck, man.
Thanks, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right, be good, Dave.
Indeed. All right, guys, this is episode 4. Look out for it on YouTube. Take care. Be safe out there. God bless.
All right, guys. See you.